Oh, two examples, right, about debt. One friend of mine has been bankrupt twice. Like, he's made a lot of money, lost it, started again from scratch, made a lot of money, lost it, started again from scratch. His parents were both teachers in the UK. He didn't come from huge amounts of money, but he had a vision for what he wanted to achieve. And he was prepared to risk what he had to achieve that vision. And now, in his third venture, he, like, his business has been on the international news, like, he's doing extraordinary things. I'm not going to disclose any details, but his risk tolerance and what he is capable of doing is exactly the same as each of us. It's just on a different scale. So when he's gone bankrupt, he has not correlated his self-worth or his enjoyment in life with the fact that he's gone bankrupt. For some people, that would be like the world would feel like it's ended to them, because they would correlate the meaning of going bankrupt to to mean something like they've broken the rules, they've failed, they're no longer a man, they've humiliated themselves, they've done something they shouldn't, they've been naughty, they've, like, rather than I'm daring greatly and I'm trying to achieve something and something went awry and I can do it better next time. I've learned a lesson and I'm coming back stronger. So in that case, him going into debt, him borrowing, him getting investment, him reaching for such big goals has really paid off for him. And he's got yachts and, like, he's playing life at a big level. I met somebody else in my life. I covered for a friend who was an actress in emergency. She needed me to go and sit on a reception desk that she was temporarily working at. And I sat next to a woman who was a full-time receptionist. And this was very, it's quite a long time ago. I didn't have much money. And she was £50,000 in debt on credit cards because she was telling me that her new boyfriend was having a go at her about this and how irresponsible she was. And I was flabbergasted that she was in debt for so much. And I said to her, "What have you spent that on?" And she was like, "Shopping, flowers, perfume." Like, she still lived at home with her parents. She was in her mid-30s. And I just couldn't get my head round, because I was very fearful of spending money at this point in my life. I couldn't get my head round that you would go in debt. Like, all the stories that some people might say about going bankrupt, that she didn't seem to have any of those concerns, the racking up this debt. And she kind of, her relationship with money, I would say, was avoidant. So that relationship with debt, I don't recommend. That feels to me irresponsible. It's not wise. It's not, and this is the rule with debt. Like, debt for a reason. Debt where, like, having a mortgage improves your credit score. Like, these are the fundamentals of money that most of us aren't taught. And now, there's a lot of information online that wasn't available readily, like, to my parents' generation. My mom wasn't given this information. I was told my financial education was, you'll never get a mortgage. Don't spend what you don't have. Like, I wasn't given great advice with money. I had to learn it myself. And I work with a lot of people to heal their relationship with money, and they tend to be avoidant with money, in which case they spend it as soon as they get it. They live within their means, but they don't save. They feel very, very uncomfortable having large amounts of money. And this is also sort of seen when people win the lottery and then within 7 years they're back to where they started. If you don't do the inner work about your capacity with self-worth, with actually what the energy of money is, so that the energy of anything, the energy of food, if you eat a lot of food and you've got a small stomach, you're used to eating very little, so you have a huge influx of calories, your body is sick. It purges that food out. The same with our system. If we haven't done the energetic work about believing that we're entitled, that we deserve, that we can hold this money, then we are going to leak it. We're going to give it away. And we can tell ourselves stories. We can say, "Oh, it's generous. I'm going to treat all my friends. I deserve it." But the difference is, if we haven't anchored that in the meaning we give it, and we haven't done the subconscious work, then, like Jung said, until we make the unconscious conscious, it will dictate our life, and we will call it fate. The gods decide that I've lost this money. Oh, I won the lottery, I lost it all. We have to do this. We have to do this if you want more wealth, if you want to keep more wealth, if you want to use wealth wisely. And also, a lot of us have, this is in a way, it's a different topic, but, a lot of us, especially in the UK, and Eastern Europe, I've got a lot of clients who work from Eastern Europe because of communism, because of how wealth was seen. That there is a sense that if you have money, you're bad, you're greedy, you're not great. And we've got many examples of people who have a lot of wealth who are not using it wisely. But there are so many people doing amazing things with money, amazing things. And if you look for it, you can start to reprogram yourself to what you actually believe having money means, not just what it gives you and what it can give to the people you love, but what it can do on a societal level, how you can help build and create the change that you want. Um, Thank you for joining live. Yes, it is midnight in the UK. I'm not in the UK right now. I'm in the US. Glad to see the thumbs up. Let me know what's resonating for you in the chat. Are you comfortable going in debt? Do you feel bad? Do you want to get out of it? Let me know what resonates. So just to recap, irresponsible debt is getting in debt where it's not leveraging, it's not adding anything to you, it's not building your credit score. It's not for a means to an end. It's not tied to a vision. It's not an investment into your future self. Because essentially, when we're going in debt, we are borrowing from a vision of ourselves in the future that we believe can pay this back with interest. So I believe if I want to open up a cake shop, I believe that me in 3 years' time is capable of running a really successful cake shop. And I'm borrowing against that version of myself to pay this off now, to borrow this money now. And if I'm like, well, I don't care about the world, I don't care about society, I deserve to have all the things that I see other people wearing. So even though I don't have that wealth myself, I'm going to get a credit card and put everything on this credit card with no plan about how I'm going to pay it back. And I'm sticking my head in the sand. That is irresponsible debt. And ultimately, it doesn't serve you. And if you look at that a bit like shoplifting, it damages the economy because then rates change. People pay different rates to offset the amounts lost on people who'd never repay debt and things like that. So there's much more to say this, but in a nutshell, look at your relationship with money. Look at where you're securely or anxiously attached with money. And if you want to go deeper with this, if you want to learn to get into all the areas, because the thing is, as the course is called, that I'm going to suggest to you, it's called It's Not About the Money. Money comes to us when we do all the other work, or unpick those beliefs we have about what money is and what money isn't. And so I'd love you to join me. I've got 7 days left at the most juicy, huge discount I've ever run this course at. You have lifetime access. You've got workbooks. Not only do you have 9 sessions of me going really deep into really different areas of how you can practically change your relationship with money and in the practical, but also in the energetic and the emotional and how you think about it and how you talk to yourself about money. But you also then on each session see me coaching people live, really different types of people, different ages, different backgrounds, different situations, about how those things apply to them, and they ask questions. You get to watch all of this, you get lifetime access, you can tap in anytime, and you've got downloadable workbooks so you make it relevant to you. If you go to my website, and I'll put the link in a second, Helen Millar, Millar, like the name of the channel, .co.uk, and you go to virtual courses and Not About the Money, you can get it right now. As I said, you've got 7 days to get it at the no nonsense price. And if you want to upgrade, you can get a personal session with me where we can go deep into, what's holding you back. People who've done this course are now on minimum 10-figure months. Somebody else just signed their second client, which has now given them financial freedom for the first time in their life. I think everybody on that has done it who wanted to set up their own business, has set up their own business. I have so many stories of amazing successes and life-changing results with their relationship with money from people who've gone through this program, and I'd love you to be one of them. Anyone who's already like really playing life at a different level, my year-long mastermind has its next intake in September. Drop me a comment below, say mastermind, and I will send you the details. Good to see you, and yeah, have a great evening.